All righty, here we go. Week 12. Golly, man. Week 12. Week 12 picks getting a little bit colder. Some of that you might take into account when pick games. I would if I were you, and we're going to. But some fun games at the top, Brent. But I think you got something else probably to go to first. But man, there's some good games period to pick as well.
Oh, this is a great week. The last 3 weeks down the stretch, it's as good as it gets. And so this week, after they did the rankings, every team in the top 25 plays this week except for one. Do you happen to know the one that gets the week off?
Well, I know Miami's already had 2 byes.
You're really close to who it is in terms of the ranking.
Well, you got Virginia is playing. I know Virginia's playing Duke.
They're on our list. They're
Louisville.
They're playing Friday night against Clemson. That's on the potential upset list.
USC's playing Michigan.
Nope, they're playing. They get not Northwestern, but I forget who it is they're playing, but they are playing.
Okay. BYU's definitely playing because we're talking about that.
Northwestern.
11.
Michigan plays Northwestern.
Okay. Who is it?
Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is the only team that gets to, after sort of a grind for them, they're the only team out of the new top 25 that gets a bye this week. But, we talked about the playoffs and the rankings, and we're reacting to sort of where teams are and this team versus that team. I think it's probably time every now and then to just think about what could be. And I think the coolest thing looking at the bracket as it currently stands is the fact that there are 3 Texas teams on one side of the bracket right now. Whether it ends up that way, who knows? Like that's
it won't. It absolutely
it likely won't.
No.
But the what could be, you could have a Texas Tech versus Texas A&M quarterfinal, and then an A&M versus Texas rematch potentially in a semi if all the Texas teams kind of won.
And North Texas could get in.
It could
North Texas could get in. So
hey, SMU can still win the ACC. That would be you could have all those teams from Texas potentially get in. Maybe an Alabama Georgia rematch, Notre Dame Ohio State, that might set some that'd be a national championship game rematch, but also sort of watching that Oregon Ohio State potentially, who didn't play in the regular season this year. But it's always the possibilities of what the fun matchups could be, just sort of a good second to think about. But we got some nugget platter games this week, big time. And I think we mentioned this on Monday, but we got 3 this week. The 12, 3:30, 7:30 window, right back to back to back. These 3 big games. First, Notre Dame at Pitt. Did you see Narduzzi's comment?
I did.
What'd you think about it? He was asked, for those didn't see it, he was asked if Notre Dame game was a must win. And the quote was, "Absolutely not. It is not an ACC game." I'm glad you brought that up. It's not an ACC game. I'd gladly get beat 103 or 110-10 in that game.
That's the part that lost me. That's the part that lost me. Like, I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's doing. Alleviate the pressure from your team, by the way. It doesn't matter. I get it. Like, in this game doesn't matter for seedings and for where they're trying to get if they want to get to the playoff. Just don't tell me we can lose by 100. Like, I'm out on that. Like, I'm out. Like, stop.
Well, you realize the significance of those numbers?
Oh, no.
The last 2 times they played Notre Dame, it's Notre Dame 103, Pitt 10. In the last 2
I did know it's been significant blowouts.
Yes.
I'm really interested to see this Mason Hentschel, like to see Hentschel, to see what he does, man. I know a little bit about his recruiting background. Like I know Michigan offered him, but when Underwood came, like he dipped, which good decision. Kind of got out on him, and this is what can happen now. But a true freshman coming in. I think here's some things to consider. You talk about just dangerous in their 5 straight wins, 40 points a game. He's had at least 3 touchdown passes in 3 of the 5. and over 300 yards in 4 of the 5. He's the first true freshman since Jameis Winston. So 2013 to throw at least 3 touchdown passes and go for 300 yards in 3 of his first 6 career starts. Like, he's been chucking it, man. He's been spitting it. Like, he's been doing a really, really good job in this. Now, listen, I understand it's not Notre Dame, like who they've been facing, and can they run the football against Notre Dame, and can they protect him? That's obviously going to be an issue, but a lot of juice for here's the recipe for success for Pitt. Got to come out with juice. It's Aaron Donald retirement jersey day, college game day. Like, hopefully you get some of that juice and you start fast and it gives you a chance. And, you know, Desmond Reed was the guy we talked about, like, coming into the season, the explosive backfield, but it's really been, you know, the playmakers out wide with Poppy Williams and Kenny Johnson, who have kind of been the guys that have been the straw that stirred the drink. Notre Dame's secondary has been good. Like, this will be a good matchup to see. The weather in Pittsburgh, I promise you, won't be fun, probably. Like, more than likely will not be enjoyable. And so 5 straight wins for Pitt, 7 straight wins for Notre Dame. At least there's some excitement, because Notre Dame's schedule, we thought, was already done for the season. Like, after they beat USC, everybody was like, all right, they're in. They're in the playoffs.
My mom sent me a picture yesterday. So I'm from West Virginia. They live in West Virginia. Snow, all kinds of snow on the ground.
It is
so
crazy.
I don't know what it's going to be like and whether, you know, in terms of temperature, because I know it's supposed to warm back up here in the South. But we talked Monday about Pitt's actually defensively one of the better run defending teams in the country. Can they do anything to slow down Love and Price? But also, you talked about Notre Dame's secondary being good. It's who throws the interceptions in this game, to me, who wins, because both of these teams are in the top 20 in terms of getting interceptions. Notre Dame's 3rd in the FBS. They have 16. Pitt has double digits, like 10 or 11, something like that. And CJ Carr, he's had one, you know, in the first one each in the first 2 games. He's only had 2 since. And then Heinschel, yes, he has 5 in the last 4 games, but he has 9 turnover-worthy plays in the last 4 games. So a lot of almost interceptions.
And he's going to be pressured more than he has at all.
Leonard Moore and all that.
Yeah.
You got Notre Dame. You got Notre Dame. Irish.
So do I. Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I got 34-20.
I don't see a way how it's going to be close. I think that because they won't be able to run it, they won't be able to throw it. Their defense is going to have to keep them in it, and Notre Dame's pretty good balance. So I'm with you on that.
All right. Next one, Oklahoma, the Sooners at Alabama. Alabama got curb stomped last year.
Oklahoma kept Alabama out of the playoff last year. That's why they didn't go to the playoff. Like, we literally were like, that's a bad loss. Like, Alabama had a really bad loss to a bad team.
Late.
Like, to a team that barely went to a bowl. They got stomped out. Like, no, they're not going to the playoffs. So the revenge factor, man, has to be good. Hey, this team has faced 7 times. What do you think the record is between these two?
These 2 schools?
Yeah, they faced 7 times.
Maybe 6-1 Oklahoma.
4-2-1. Oklahoma leads the series.
Because I'm assuming they played maybe not recently. Like, it's a rare
matchup kind of last thing. Year they played.
Oklahoma's more dominant.
They played back in my era too, because actually, you know why I remember that? Because we were going to play Alabama, and our defense was the same as Oklahoma. I remember watching Tommy Harris and company actually play, so I know they played in 2003. Oklahoma was better than
fellow first round pick.
Wasn't
Tommy Harris a first round pick too?
Yeah, Tommy Harris. Oh, yeah. He was a bad man. I think this game is so interesting, man. I don't think this game is not going to be close. I do think it's going to be really close. There's a couple of reasons why I think this game is going to be close. One, Alabama, if you've watched them throughout the season, throughout last year, they struggle with running quarterbacks. I've mentioned it 4,000 times. I'll continue to mention it. And John Mateer, he's probably a better runner right now than he is a thrower. He just hasn't been himself. He's 8 touchdown passes, 7 INTs on the season. Like, he was on pace. Yeah, but he was on pace to shatter that to start the season before the thumb, and then things got weird. And And obviously, the running quarterback helps. The way Oklahoma's run the football recently, Xavier Robinson back-to-back 100 yards games since the last 100-yard game, which was against Alabama a year ago. So I think that's a good thing for Oklahoma that they've got the run game going against an Alabama team that doesn't stop the run great. That's not their strength, running the ball or stopping it. So I think Oklahoma has a real chance. I think John Mateer has to tote that puppy. Like, he's going to have to tote it 15 times. Their season's on the line. He's going to have to be John Mateer that we've seen. Like you said, he's well rested off of the bye. There's a lot of reasons why I think this game's going to be close. I think this is a 24-20 game. I think Oklahoma can keep that number down. And the reason I think Boomer Sooner's going to win the football game is because, I just saw your eyes get big. I like that a lot. The reason I think Boomer Sooner's going to win is because they got the pass rush, man. They got the dudes up front with Stone and R. Mason Thomas and guys that can and Halton, that guys that can get to a one-dimensional Alabama offense. Alabama plays a bad game. They get caught up in it and finally stub their toe. They've been great for the rest of the season. Boomer freaking Sooner, 24-20 over Bama.
I'm in shock right now, and not for the reason that you might think.
You better not have picked him too. I'm going to be pissed if you picked him too.
I wrote Oklahoma, or typed. Sorry, I didn't write it. I typed it. Oklahoma 23, Alabama 20.
Oh, I hate that so much.
I don't like this, that we are in agreement that this might be an upset. That's not good. That usually means it's going to completely be the other way.
I thought for sure.
I'm going to add all the great stuff that you just mentioned right there. I'm going to add to my reasons that why I picked that. Every Oklahoma game you play, how do you handle the blitz? Ty Simpson has actually not handled the blitz. I mean, he's done okay, but from a turnover-worthy play standpoint, he only has one pick, but he has 7 turnover-worthy plays versus the blitz. His lowest passing grade versus the blitz. He's 71% completion when he's not. He's like 60, right at 60 when he is blitzed.
He was human last week versus LSU's blitz.
Like his Venables, alarm clock says blitz. We've said that before.
Yep.
The other thing with the running game with Alabama is I actually went and looked and rewatched some of this stuff and looked at the data and then also rewatched it too. I actually think they have a problem in that they're too left-handed.
Too Caden Proctor.
Too Caden Proctor.
Yeah.
And what made me go rewatch this is I'm just kind of messing around rewatching the game, writing stuff, rewatching stuff on Sunday and listening to the NFL. And Greg Olson, who does a phenomenal job, is the best, to me, combination of knowledge and teaching of the game on TV. Talked about Andrew Thomas with the Giants and how, hey, look, you think you want to run at him because he's your best lineman. But he was showing plays, like consecutive plays where they ran away from him, and the ability of what he does on the backside of a run.
To scoop people with his athletic ability.
And to cave in lines, like especially when you're running zone games away from him. They actually run it way more to the left, and they're very dominant left-handed, but they average more per carry going right. So I think they need to get back to getting away from being sort of dominant towards Caden Proctor. Can they do that? I don't know. I don't think so. But the blitz part of it, yeah. I put Oklahoma 23, Alabama 20. Wow. I am in shock.
Can't stand it.
That's probably a good thing for Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Yeah, it's time for Roll Tide. That's for sure. Because we just picked against Kalen DeBoer. I don't think he's lost there, has he?
No, he's good at home. They have a 13-game win streak at home.
Yeah, with him as coach. So, all right. Oh well. Night game, Texas at Georgia. Are you going to make an appearance?
No, gosh, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
I'll be ready to rock out on C-ball, get ball here and covering all the games.
Okay, didn't know if you'd make the trip over for at least a half or so. The question I have, because we talked a lot about this game and how sort of Arch and Gunner have played and are accelerating or sort of trending up over the last 4 to 5 weeks, and the defenses and what they've done. Texas stopping the run, Georgia's running the ball, all that sort of stuff. The question I have, in addition to what we talked about the other day, what if Texas can't run the ball at all again?
Well, they haven't all season.
They haven't at all.
They haven't been good at it all year. I mean, this has been probably the most. Here's the thing, and so the answer is I don't think they will be able to because they haven't. And Georgia stops it at a really good level. So Georgia's really good at it. Texas is not good at it. You're playing on the road, which is another element to throw into that. So here's the thing with me. Arch Manning. So despite what you think about Arch and Gunner and preseason, here's what Gunner's going to have in this football game. Balance, a run game, screen game, playmakers that can make plays consistently. Like, he's got a plethora of weapons that we go through every single week, and they've actually grown because Elias Williams now, you're like, okay, that guy's good too. Like, so I think the surrounding help, I don't think Gunner has to do superhuman things in his atmosphere to go win the football game. Arch Manning is going to have to be the guy we thought he was before the season. Like, the guy who was Heisman Trophy worthy. Like, he's going to have to play great. We've talked here and you've talked about the numbers about getting the ball out quick to his guys. You got to get the ball out quick to your guys in stride consistently. You can't miss, man. When you miss a little bit and you throw the ball on a swing route really quickly and you throw it behind him and he has to stop for just a second, C.J. Allen's there. So you've got to be, really, really good. I think Texas defense is more than capable of keeping them in it. More than capable. Like, they're a great defense. And just like you talked about writing the Georgia picks every week, you can kind of copy and paste like 24-17, 28-21, even though they just stomped out Mississippi State. But I just think that I think when you look at the help, the surrounding help, Georgia's got the run game's really, really going. And Gunner contributes to that too. And I think you can ask him to do that more and more in big games when you really need it. Georgia wins this, they're in the college football playoff.
Yes.
Like, they're in. Texas loses, they're out. Like, they could still beat A&M. They're not out. But if Texas wins, they actually can keep themselves in it, keep hope alive from being preseason number 1, newly minted number 10, which is good. They've got a lot of momentum going their direction. But I've got Georgia 24-17.
I think in terms of, I was thinking about how does Texas win this game? And outside of things that you can't predict, and the part that we always talk about, like Wheel of Fortune, the RSTLNE of football, turnovers, explosive plays, all these sort of things that add up to what wins. Turnovers is one that you can never predict. Outside of getting like last year, Georgia got all kinds of turnovers and turned them into touchdowns quickly. It's for me, Texas winning this game was a lot about, like you said, it's Arch being sort of having a Heisman-esque type performance, or a big time, both running where he's got, 70, 80 yards running on scrambles as well as design runs, and a lot of explosive plays in the passing game. The thing that does give me sort of pause with Georgia is these are two of the better tackling teams in the country, both top 15. Georgia's actually number 1 in tackling grade in the Power 4. Texas, I think, is like 13th or something like that. But the screen game you talked about, because both of these are going to use them. Texas is going to have to tackle Branch. Georgia's going to have to tackle Wingo, Niblett, whoever else that backs that they run screens to, things like that, all that. So who tackles well in the screen game and prevents explosives there? I think it's the home team. I told you I wasn't going to deviate from my score. I told you I was putting it the same in every non-Charlotte game, so I'm putting it the same. I'm man of my word here. Georgia 30, Texas 23. That's my score the rest of the season.
So here's what's crazy. I appreciate the integrity there. What's crazy is if Texas wins out, they're in the SEC championship game. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it. Like, they'd have tiebreakers over Georgia and A&M. Like, just think about Texas feels to me a lot like Georgia did a year ago. Like, all the hype, all the expectation. Everybody jumped off. I'm off the bandwagon. And then all of a sudden, Texas got it together, won some close games. And by the end of the season, they're like, hey, still here, guys. Hey, we're going to go ahead and take the ring. Y'all can suck it and walk out the octagon. Like, Texas has a cool opportunity, man, to kind of shut some people up. And Arch can be like, yeah, I heard y'all. I heard all y'all all season. Like, I think it's an awesome opportunity. I love when people have opportunities to shut people up. And this is a shut people up opportunity for Arch Manning, for Texas, for Sark. It's a great opportunity to say, all right, y'all, all y'all did was bury us. Y'all said we suck. Eat that. We just beat a great team. We can beat another great team and go to the SEC championship and piss all y'all off. So.
But we're not picking them to do it.
No, absolutely not. I'm picking upsets this week. I got several upsets. That ain't one.
Ooh, okay. That makes the rest of these a little intriguing. Before we get to the heartburn games, let's go to something that's more heartwarming.
Let's talk about the
banquet of blessings in a little bit.
Yeah, this is something that our family does every year, and we have so many families in our community that come help us serve too, like Brent. We do the Banquet of Blessings, and we rent out the Classic Center in downtown Athens. In our foundation, we bus in the homeless and then the underprivileged in that area. Anybody who wants to come, everybody's invited. We throw a Thanksgiving throwdown, like the works, every food you can imagine, and then everybody gets to walk through 2 different lines this year. Everybody gets to pick up a brand new coat, brand new sleeping bag, brand new blanket, wool socks, a beanie, gloves, book bags. Like, I could just keep going on. And if it's something that you'd ever want to support, man, we would love for you to be a part of it. Go to the Pollack Family Foundation.com, click on donate in the top right. You can click on Banquet of Blessings, and you can donate to it. But no, I appreciate you, Brent, giving me that opportunity to talk about it. It's the coolest thing we do. It's Sunday, November 23rd. There's some videos on there too. You can see the past years, man. Like, just a bunch of smiles and a good time.
Music.
Oh yeah, music. Like, music's fantastic.
It's not just there. It's not just food. It's a whole shindig. Great stuff. Next game, Arizona at Cincinnati. And like I said, there's all the top 25 teams play except for one. We didn't necessarily get to all these games because there's a lot of games that, favored by a lot of points. This is more so importance of games. And in terms of actual importance, this is a ginormous game for Cincinnati and their hopes to be in the college football playoff as the Big 12 rep. They
got to win this one, and they got to beat BYU next week. But Cincinnati's had a great year. And here's the thing about Cincinnati. We bragged about Sorsby. We bragged about the offense. I think the most important part I loved was their physicality. I loved the way they were physical up front and moving people. And Iowa State kept coming to mind. And then I watched Utah, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, ugh. That was the opposite. That was like. Yeah. That was like me versus Brent in a board drill. It wasn't good. Like, it's big box car, little box car, and I was very disappointed.
I thought you were going to say the bag drill.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like, right there, board drill.
Back in the day when you put me off my feet, you don't remember that?
No, I do remember. Me and Brent coached youth league football together, and Brent was holding the bag, and I was showing the kids how to like wrap up. And I swear to goodness, I hit Brent, and he went whee, and I was like, oh,
I was kind of like not really paying attention. I was just there, and then and you're not knowing your own strength, kind of.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I'm sorry, bro.
Flying.
He popped up though.
Oh,
no, he wasn't on injured reserve or anything like that. This feels like a game that UC absolutely could lose. Noah Fafita is a really good football player, man. Like, really good. I know people don't watch Arizona, but you should. Like. He's good. He's got great wheels. He makes things happen. He's got 67 career touchdown passes. That's tied for the school record. Can you name the person he's tied with? He won a Super Bowl as the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
So as soon as you said that, I was stressed. I was hunting in the brain for that.
I was trying to help.
Thank you for that.
Like, and Arizona's they've got a good defense, man. They play really well. They turn people over. Like, everything in me wants to take Arizona, and I really think Arizona's going to win. I got more upsets to come, but I'm gonna say what I saw earlier in the year is more what I'm going to get at Nippert Stadium, UC being more physical, the ground game being more physical, and that being the difference in the football game. So I'm going to roll with my wife's Bearcats, where I did rehab when I broke my neck in the NFL. I'm going with Allen and Goody making a couple of plays in the passing game, outscoring Arizona, but it will be close. That I can promise you.
Arizona has two great corners, Stukes and Cole, and play the pass really well. Safety really good. Dalton Johnson. You mentioned about Fafita. Sort of a comeback year for him after an off year last year. Him and Sorsby are the two highest graded QBs in the Big 12. And Arizona, two really close. I mean, they had BYU beat for the most part, and then BYU came back late. Houston gets a late comeback win. But Cincinnati happens to also play the same type of defense that Iowa State does. Mm-hmm. And Iowa State put a hurting on Arizona. And I'm going with and this is much of the reason I picked Oklahoma. Cincinnati had a bye. And that late bye like this, to me, is just golden. Because when you're beat up physically, to have that recharge your battery for down the stretch run, I'm going. I got Bearcats 31, Arizona 27 off the bye.
I got Bearcats too. I'm right there with you.
Next one, Big 12. Like this game, TCU at BYU. BYU 12th, fell 5 spots. This is one. The biggest thing that I'm curious about in this game is the rebound effect. Mm-hmm. Because playing Texas Tech and the physical nature of playing against those guys, it's a different animal in that league. I think like it's a different level. And does BYU kind of have a like sort of level down in terms of their physicality? That's what the thing I'm most interested to see in this game.
Yeah, and it's BYU. I think after last week, it goes immediately kind of like with Cincinnati. Like it was like, all right, how do I really feel? Like, how do I really feel about BYU? Do I really think they're that good? Like, TCU should be in this race. They shouldn't have lost to Iowa State, but they did. But they have an explosive offense, and they got explosive playmakers, explosive receivers that can win on the outside. Like, if you haven't seen Eric McAllister is the Big 12 leader in receiving yards for a reason. Yeah. I mean, he's really good. Dwyer's good. Like, they're good on the outside. Hoover's a good QB. They can make plays. Like, they're going to score. They're going to give up plays. And Iowa State was scoring and making plays, but then BYU got aggressive, played more man-to-man. Like, are they going to be able to do that against TCU? I don't think you will with those weapons. Like, those weapons on the outside will sting you if you choose to do that. And so I got this one 27-24. Like, super close, back and forth possibly. I got another upset. I got TCU winning the football game.
Ooh. I went the exact same score. Different teams.
Yep.
And the reason I went that way is I liked how Bear played in the loss.
I don't know. No. You didn't like how he played. You liked his composure.
Yes, exactly. In terms of how he handled that game when it was clear they were, I wouldn't necessarily say physically outmatched, but it was
they were physically outmatched.
They were physically outmatched.
Yeah.
And they hit pressure, all the stuff around him. And late, even in the second half, into the third quarter, he's still no phase, eyes downfield, making plays, doing what he's doing like it's play one. That was impressive to me. And I think that sort of, and I also think my guess is Sataki has learned a little bit from last year's kind of collapse in a way, maybe does things a little bit differently. And they win a very close game because of and BYU's a heavy man team. And you play man against those two receivers.
I think that's why
TCU defends the run really well. They're like the 4th highest graded defense in terms of run defense in PFF grading.
And every time BYU's faced a team that can stop the run, play a little bit of man, it hasn't ended well because you got to commit extra guys to the Bear. I mean, he wears 47. He plays quarterback. Like you got to put extra guys. So I'm right there with you. But I think the only thing I worry about is weather. What's the weather going to be like? The Bearcats?
No, the Horned Frogs. Horned Frogs.
Oh yeah, Horned Frog. Oh yeah,
it's like some weird thing with the fingers.
Yes,
I don't know.
And they the hypnotoid. Yeah.
Yeah. Next one. So we spent a lot of time there in Big 12. Now in terms of chaos, ACC.
This is the.
I have a great question for you.
This is back to the Wheel of Destiny. Reese Davis used to do the ACC Wheel of Destiny back in the day. I'm talking about 12, 15 years ago when we did Thursday Night Football. And that's exactly what this is. Like, it's just spin it week to week, and you're like, all right, let's go. I got this one this week. And five
so we're talking about Virginia Duke.
Yes, I know exactly where you're going. 5 ACC teams with 1 conference loss. 5. There's 5 teams that are in this mix. Like, this league is drunk. It's absolutely drunk. It's bonkers. And you got Virginia and Duke playing this week, who are 2 of them. Like, which is the weirdest thing, because Virginia lost to NC State and it doesn't count as a conference game. Like, screw that crap. I don't understand that. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, it's one of those where you have to. Who thought it was a good idea to have like 20 teams in a league and unbalanced schedules? Like, that's not a good idea. You're going to get situations like this where Duke is 5-4 and can still win out. You know, they win out and they're going to be
3 out of conference losses.
3 out of conference losses. Unbelievable. But Virginia played with fire a little too much. You're going to get burned. I did see where they are hopeful to have Chandler Morris back. But I think that's kind of the point with a lot of these teams that are a fringe top 10 team, fringe top 20 team. They go to the portal and they hit. Those guys got to stay healthy. Like, when you hit in the portal and you have a good vibe, good team, good sort of mojo with everything, one injury here, one injury there, and train off the tracks.
Well, the guy that hit for Duke is Mensah. I mean, that dude, I don't know if he's been worth every penny. They're 5-4. But he's been worth it, and that offense is explosive, and it's fun. The defense has not pulled their weight. And here's the thing, man. I don't know if Morris is going to play. I assume he will. He wasn't practicing. He's off of a concussion. He likes to run. It doesn't set up a good recipe for Virginia. They're not great offensively regardless. Duke can score. I mean, that they can absolutely score. They can put points on the board. Here's the thing. If we went back and replayed these, I picked Duke to beat Illinois, and they blew off all 5 of their toes. And then I picked Duke to beat Georgia Tech, and they blew off the other 5 of their toes. So they're out of freaking toes. I mean, I don't know what else they blew off. So here's my thing. 5 wins, 1 turnover. 5 wins, 1 turnover. Other 4 games, losses, 10 freaking turnovers. 10. All toes blown off. There's no more toes, Brent. I got Duke. No more toes. You got fingers, but no more toes.
I'll read you what I typed.
Okay.
Duke, just for the chaos.
Yes. And that is, I'm not going to lie, that is going to be so much fun, because I want Duke to go to the ACC championship. Shoot, I want them to win it. Because here's another thing too. If they win it and there's teams that are ranked ahead of him, that are ranked in the group of 5 that are champs, they could go over them.
Yeah,
you realize
so
right?
That was my. I have a question in blue right below this.
That
Do you
literally
see a world
can
where
happen.
USF or a G5 is ranked above the ACC,
and they could literally not have a team that's represented in it, like, because they would have 2 other conference champions in the group of 5 that are ranked higher than the automatic qualifier.
Even there's a world where Miami is, say, 10th and gets an at-large bid and is the ACC rep, but their champion does not make the playoff.
Incredible.
That's a world that exists. Like, if James Madison wins out and they're 12-1 as a conference champ, and then USF and ranked,
yes,
and all that,
100%,
and
bro.
Duke wins out at. That's just unreal.
Like
8-4, 9-4.
Yes, give me more of that. Obviously, there's a lot that would have to happen there, but like, just the fact that that's a possibility, that we have 5 teams that are tied with 1 loss. This is absolutely drunk, and it's fun, and I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. That's like the Big 12 last year. That's how the Big 12 was. Yes. It was literally like me and you were going, all right, there's still 27 teams that can win this in the last week. Like, what are the tiebreakers?
Oh, speaking of that, I got a text today, and the text the text was regarding the fact that NC State still technically, mathematically, can make the ACC championship.
Tell James Argo to shut up. Tell Get You Some Oconee Gold to shut up. We've already eliminated them. Hush.
Yes, I agree.
On to the next.
I was like, nah, bro.
Nah, bro, we out.
Not happening. Chips and dip, our marquee game, but not the marquee, but fired up to dig into it. Iowa, who's still ranked at USC, who is now 17th. Can Iowa score enough points? Can USC run it enough and hit any deep balls? Because the Trojans are one of the best 20-plus yard teams, throws and completions and hitting deep balls in the country.
Yeah.
Guess who's one of the best at defending it? That would be Iowa. And I think in the last, it was either 2 or 3 games, they've only allowed one 20-plus yard throw to be completed. And can you name that throw?
Yeah, the last throw of the game with 3 seconds left.
The one from Dante Moore to, I think it was Benson, that was an absolute dime. That's the only completion over 20 yards.
Well, in fairness, Oregon also didn't even try to throw the ball over 20 yards. They just said, I'm going to line up and slap you upside your face. It was like me versus like my 6-year-old son in the slap contest when you walk up to each other and you're like, hey, you sit there, I sit here, I get the first lick. And Oregon just kept whacking them across the grill. Like, 7 yards a pop. I ain't throwing the ball down the field either.
No, they out Iowa. There.
Yeah, I like that. I'm tracking. Jaden Maiava will be the man to watch. Like you're like he's almost 300 a game, which is top 10 in the FBS. But it's the almost 10 yards of completion. Like he's just behind CJ Carr and Julian Sand, like those two guys, and it's effortless. We've talked about the nonchalant nature, but now that you got Lane going with Lemon, like I hear you, Iowa defense, good luck, because it ain't like they don't run it too. Like the balance of this USC offense is really, really, really good. Them being ranked with Michigan in that same cluster, they beat Michigan. They're still very much alive, man. Very much alive. Like USC, all the hate, all the vitriol coming into the season with Lincoln, they're right there in the mix to go make a playoff push. Can they stop the physicality of Iowa? Can they stop the run game? That, like, what we've been knocking you on for years is about to come to fruition. We're about to see, man, if you've done what you're supposed to do. We've known you can score. We've known you've been the king of counter. We've known you're the king of 2 backfield sets and shallow screens and all. We can go on and on about Lincoln Riley. We needed you to make a change on defense and bring some physicality to the defensive line. And you're going to be tested by Iowa. Do you man the freak up? Can you step up, man? Can you stop the run? Can you stop a team that can't throw the football? They can't throw the football, bro.
The freak up point. This feels like if I'm USC, I go old school like youth football, and it's 9 in the box, man to man. Like if you got 3 receivers, okay, I'm going to guard those 3 guys man to man. Everybody else is in the box.
Why the heck?
Eyes on QB, eyes on the run game. I think they do it. I got the Trojans getting the dub.
7-3 in the series, USC. All 3 of Iowa's losses this year have been by 5 points or fewer. All ranked teams, all really good teams. Obviously, they lost at the buzzer. Gronowski, 12 rushing TDs, broke Iowa's record already for a QB. He's the only player in the nation to score a rushing touchdown in every single game. Only player in the country. Like, the dude's going to find the end zone. But he's also got 5 TD passes on the season. Total, 5 on one hand, 5. Like Iowa, this game is absolutely a Hawkeye dub 99 out of 100 times if this game is in Ames right now. Because USC would be freezing their absolute tatas off. They would have to go to Iowa, to Iowa City.
Thank you. There we go.
To come to Iowa City, USC, those Southern California boys, they would absolutely lose this football game. Iowa going to USC, different animal. USC takes care of business. They win by 2 touchdowns.
Yep. I think, and this sets up a old school Pac-12 game, big time game versus Oregon next week, because I think Oregon takes care of Minnesota I think they play Friday night.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Friday night, that game. All right. Veggie tray games. You might skip them, but they're going to be really good. USF, newly ranked USF at Navy. And to me, this was much like Leavitt sitting the week before Arizona State played Texas Tech.
Why would I play Horvath against Notre Dame when I'm going to get boat raced anyways?
He was I would bet money he could have played if this game was last week, he was playing. But he was a healthy scratch against Notre Dame because they knew they needed him to be Superman against USF.
I don't agree with that in any way, shape, or form, but I bet he was nicked up, and they're like, yeah, let's make sure we're 100%. Like, if he could have played, obviously they would have played him to try to win. But, yes, I understand what you're saying.
You got the Bulls?
Yeah, absolutely. Navy just got, like, open hand slapped to the face last week. Again, like the physical toll BYU took with Texas Tech, like they had a bad one last week. It was a physical game. And Byron Brown's an animal. Like, I don't know how many times I can say this on the show. I said it early in the season when I watched him against Florida. Like, the dude runs like a running back. He's big. He's physical. He's also throwing touchdowns left and right. Like, he's a problem. Like, no one's figured out how to stop their offense but them when they make mistakes. Otherwise, they run one of the fastest tempos in the country, and they make you tackle him. That's the problem. The problem is they go really fast, they've got speed, and they make you tackle him. He's the mini, like, Tim Tebow. He's the mini, guy at quarterback that is carrying the rock and making plays and making you physically feel it, and then get a first down and then run it again and get you on your heels and just go, man. So I think Brown's too much. I think this is 38-21. I don't think this one's close either.
Yeah, I got 2 touchdowns USF as well. That's actually a really good comp, especially given the funky. Each of them have kind of funky
throwing motions. Yeah,
throwing motions. All right, one game that probably nobody's thinking about, but we're going to talk about it just because we want to give a shout out. Kennesaw State, the Owls of Marietta, Georgia. After just started football in 2015, this is only year 2 in the FBS, and they are 7-2, playing at Jacksonville State. Both 5-0 in Conference USA. Like, lost to Wake Forest by 1.
Yep.
And then they got beat by Indiana. And now
then
they won
7 straight
for the Owls.
7 straight for the Owls. And then Jacksonville State's I think they've won 4 straight.
Yeah.
And they're perfect.
Both are 5-0 in conference play for Conference USA supremacy. So we're giving everybody love.
So a Gamecock versus an Owl. Who wins that fight?
Oh, gosh.
I got no clue. I'm taking the Owl. Sharper claws.
That's a great question. We need some sort of animal expert
smarter than us.
Maybe that's an area that I am nil.
I know at night I'll take an owl. I know that. Give me the Owls. I'll take Kennesaw State Owls.
Well, I mean, I know some kids who go there, so I'm gonna go with the Owls as well. But anyway, it's just a fun game to shout out because it's still an amazing feat. The fact that you just started your program a decade ago, and now you're already in FBS and you're potentially winning a conference. That's amazing. That's insanely good work from them. Next one is more negative, I guess. Yep. Shout out in a way.
Jerk.
Sort of how the mighty have fallen. Penn State at Michigan State. Somebody has to win because both of them are 0-6 in Big Ten play.
Golly, how much money would you have made before the season if you bet that? Like,
bet the under on, like, because
Penn State.
Remember, so the Bear preseason, I think he said, "What's the safest bet in college football?" I think was his quote. 10-2 Penn State in the playoff. He's like, that was the safe. I'm pretty sure he said that was the safest bet.
He got some right too, obviously, but that one obviously was a big swing and a miss. That's crazy. That's nuts. I feel like Penn State might do what a lot of teams have done, like Florida and company, like rally one big time, and then it's like, all right, dude, like what time is it? Like, I got something. Like, it's not practice. I got a coach. I got to go to a meeting. I got coach. I got a final. I got academics. Yeah, I feel like if you ask me to pick,
hammy tight, coach. It's a little tight. Hammy's really tight.
I take the Spartans. I would take the Spartans.
I did too. All right, cooler game. Be on ice the earliest. South Carolina at Texas A&M.
Oof.
This is a revenge game because Texas A&M was all in the fields about themselves last year, and then South Carolina said, "Nope."
Hold my beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that tide turns very much so this week.
Especially at A&M.
Yep.
Interested to see the Lenore Sellers train, though. Not necessarily this game, but the offseason. It'll be interesting to watch. Maybe, possibly, where Lenore Sellers ends up. Just interested to see.
So you breaking anything? You got some knowledge there?
I'm
just thinking.
I'm not talking about the NFL either. But
I wouldn't be talking about that either.
It's not the NFL, but there will be some suitors for Lenore Sellers, and it will be pretty solid.
Offers.
It'll be a good day for him.
All right. Speaking of, you talked about upsets, so I'm very curious to see this last little bit because last week, so we had 4 games last week. Here's the three of the 4. One of them wasn't necessarily close, but we had Auburn at Vanderbilt as a potential upset. That was a heck of a game. One in OT. We had Indiana at Penn State. Neither of us went there, but That was like literally that close millimeter away from the toenail away from being an upset. And then Wake Forest at Virginia. And that was kind of the one that we pointed to. We even looked at the Vandy game, but Wake Forest went and beat Virginia. So this week I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different games for this week. And one of them, okay, I'll get the one out of the way just as a fun mention. Tennessee Tech plays at Kentucky.
Yeah.
They're 10-0. They've won 15 straight games, Tennessee Tech, FCS team.
That's great.
Conference supremacy versus UT Martin next week, but they get Kentucky first.
Yeah. Okay.
Not going to be that one. But anyway, I just wanted to shout out Tennessee Tech.
Good shout out.
Do you know do you know their mascot?
Tennessee Tech. No, what are they?
Golden
Cavaliers?
Eagles.
Golden Eagles? Okay.
They play UT Martin next week. UT Martin as the Skyhawks. Just for those out there, to some knowledge base.
Take an Eagle over the Gamecock.
Yep. Owls and Eagles over other body.
All right.
Next one's though. Clemson at Louisville. Michigan at Northwestern. NC State at Miami. Florida at Ole Miss, or Utah at Baylor. Who is your upset special? If not, maybe more than one this week, because you said you had some upsets.
Yeah, Utah at Baylor. I think Baylor's got a chance. Now unfortunately they can't just play offense the whole game. If it was make it take it, like I would love Baylor. Like Baylor would have a chance, but they have to play defense. At Baylor helps. Florida, I have zero confidence in from what I saw. Like I feel like they punted on the season. Like we can wipe them off the board. NC State, let me tell you something. When he's playing, when he's spinning the ball at NC State, Mr. Bailey, like, dude's different now. Like he's another guy that you might hear a lot of names and a lot of interest in that cat because
potentially his opponent this week.
I can't say the comparison I have because it's sacrilegious. Like I can't say it. I'm going to say it anyways. But
you kind of opened the can there.
Yes, but okay.
Let it out.
So hear me out. He's not this guy because he's not as fast as him, but he's smooth and a long strider like VY. He's got the Vince Young stride. Like it
looks that way.
Yes, the gait looks that way. And man, he's had some great moments. And you look at those ACC teams that are ranked, it's like, yeah, he's taking care of them. Like he's beaten them. And we saw Miami struggle with Jennings. We saw, but I just don't know that NC State will create the balance like they did with Georgia Tech. I think that's a different animal with that defensive line. But Michigan at Northwestern is an extremely good football team. Extremely make you earn it. At Northwestern will not be fun weather. I can promise you that. And Michigan, their offense is ungood. Like all the Bryce Underwood hype was deserved. I get it. I see the skill set. I have not seen this. I have not seen him get better throughout the season. So, Like, you can get upset with me if you want to, Michigan fans, but I have not seen him grow and get better. I thought his best outing of the year was week 1. Like, I saw several plays week 1. I was like, that was awesome. That was awesome. That was awesome. He had some other bright spots, but watching the Michigan State game, like, I have a buddy that's a diehard Michigan fan, diehard Michigan. He was like, I turned it off at half and went to bed. He said, I watched the Michigan State game. I went to bed. He was like, that was the most boring football game I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, geez, poor guy.
Ouch.
But anyways, his own squad. So
wow.
Utah at Baylor, I give a chance, and then Michigan at Northwestern. Northwestern's a good football team, man. They're very solid.
Which one you picking if you had to pick one?
God, Baylor, you and your stupid defense. I'll go Michigan at Northwestern.
I'm going to go the ACC is chaos, which, I mean, Louisville's already kind of semi out of it.
Pissed down their leg. You can say it. They pissed down their leg.
And I just know Isaac Brown. I don't like the vibes without him being there. Dabo maybe has one in him. He did. He beat. Good win.
I mean, think about the Clemson-Florida State rivalry, man. Like, best teams in the league. That was last week, man. That was a big win.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
They might get bowl eligible. They're fighting for bowl eligibility. So Clemson they got to be bowl eligible. They can't be your national championship pick and then not be bowl eligible. So they're going to get the bowl eligible. I'll go Clemson.
Oh, no. If you're gonna jump off a cliff, make sure there's rocks at the bottom. You don't want to live through that schist.
Oh, that's week 12. The amount of great football this weekend. Like, it's great every weekend, but it's separation. And like we talked about on the playoff reaction, if the two newbies go into the mainstays and win on the road, the
like Oklahoma and Texas just walk in the league year 2 and be like, hey, I know Alabama and Georgia have run this league, but y'all go ahead and slide over a little bit. Like, go over there because we're both going to be – I mean, they both have a chance to get in the playoff by beating the mainstays, the Blue Bloods, and we both give them a shot. Like, they both got a shot.
Well, we both picked Oklahoma.
Boomer Sooner. That's crazy. That is asinine. Bama fans.
Did you think in any way I was going to pick that game that way?
Gosh, no. I thought I was like, dude, this is an upset. I feel good about. I know Brent's going to go conservative. He's not going to pick an upset. Like, he's not going to pick against Bama and Ty Simpson and the role they've been on. And sure enough, like, almost the exact same skull.
I thought you would stick with Simpson and there. Oh, well.
Well, listen.
We're rambling.
After what Bama's put together, it's hard to pick against them. It really is, man. Like, they're tried and true, but the best team doesn't win every week. Like, that's just not the way it works. And I got a lot of road upsets this week, which don't usually happen. But I think this is going to be a week we look back and we go, man, this really defined the season. Like, the leagues and the clarity that you get in the league. So enjoy the picks. And we will see you guys again. We'll be back at it tomorrow, I think. So you guys can jump in, hang out with us, and talk some more football. Peace.